All right, here we go. G'day everyone. Chad here, coming to you from our Church Plant podcast space with some very exciting moving forward news. I'm coming to you on my own today and on my phone, by the way. So for those of you who are watching here on Facebook or Rumble or YouTube and you're wondering why things don't quite look as good as they normally do, it's because Jesse's not here. In fact, today is his birthday, all right? So happy birthday, Jess. Well, basically our news today on moving forward with our church planting journey is that we now have the ability to both gather and to give from November, effectively from this week. Next Sunday, the first Sunday in November, and for all the Sundays throughout November, we're going to have in-person gathering opportunities to come together, worship together. Those of you who, number one, you might be here in Coffs and you already feel convinced or convicted that, you want to get on board with us as a journey in this adventure of church planting. Or maybe you're not convicted, maybe you're just curious, okay? Either way, if you trust us enough to reach out to us and give us your details, we will give you the address and the venue where we will be meeting for Sundays in November, okay? So these are quite informal gatherings and they're also unadvertised in the sense that we're not letting the venue be known, not just in the sense anyone can rock up, although that being said, anyone can rock up if you reach out to us and get the address from us. So if you please do that, that'll be great. Essentially, we'll be meeting in public places through the Sunday mornings in November, starting about 9:30 a.m. Essentially to worship together, to connect, to engage, and all those great things. All right, so if that's you, please reach out to us Sunday mornings in November for those informal gatherings. Now, having said that, we are also going forward on our public prophetic weekend on the first weekend of December, both the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights, where we'll be hosting David McDonald here in Coffs Harbour. And the venue for that, I'm happy to make known publicly, is at Heartbeat Church down the southern end here of Coffs, just basically opposite the hospital there in the industrial estate. Now we're going to have some advertising or promotional material come out about that. You'll see that over the next week or so, because that is, as I said, a very public event. Those three meetings, Friday, Saturday and Sunday night, they are very much open to invitation and very much our gift, as we see it, to the city to be able to host a prophetic gift like David McDonald here in town. So if you don't know anything about David McDonald, please look him up. We might add even some details below. You'll see some in the promotion as we move forward. But also, if you go back to episode 2 here on our Church Planting podcast, his voice actually features there as one of the prophetic voices that spoke to us. He was key on our hearing God journey when it came to knowing whether or not we as Chad and Jay at least should church plant here in Coffs. And so it's a great privilege to have befriended him since then and to be able to open that well, as it were, for him back here in Coffs Harbour to minister on that first weekend of December. So as I said, 3 evening meetings, Friday, Saturday and Sunday, the first weekend of December. Block it out in your diaries. And if you're willing to, reach out to us and we'll tell you the venue for our Sunday mornings moving forward in November. All right, so there you go. We now have the ability to gather, and that is all largely in thanks to a church, friends of ours in Sydney who have put us under their public indemnity insurance so that we can meet publicly in venues like that. So we're very, very grateful for that. The second thing, announcement we have is that we also have the opportunity to give. Well, right now, literally Friday afternoon before the weekend, I paid our first lot of rent in advance, our first month of rent in advance. And so already we are spending money to be able to empower a gathering together opportunity. And with that, we have a dedicated bank account that opens the opportunity to give. And so whether you're a local here in Coffs looking maybe to plug in with us, check out those details below. Or maybe you're an out-of-towner and you're tracking our journey. You might be a friend of ours from 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. You've been essentially waiting for an announcement like this because you actually want to invest in our church journey moving forward. Well, if you'd like to, there is a bank account dedicated wholly and solely to that, at least for the first few months. This specific bank account will carry us through for those purposes until we formalize things a little bit more into next year. But if you want to partner with us in the area of financial giving, please feel free to. You're more than welcome to do that. That money will be put to good use. And of course, we are starting here in-coffs with basically nothing, okay? No sound gear, no microphones, no cables, no AV, nothing, and every little bit of support will be useful and very, very much appreciated. All right, I'll also leave that to you. There you go. We are moving forward with our church planting journey through the month of November and on into December for our first public gathering. What happens after that? Well, we will wait and see, because this is very much an unfolding adventure, which is quite exciting, sometimes a little bit daunting, but hey, that's the life of faith. We know God is with us. We know God is on us. And so we're very excited to be walking together. If you'd like to join us, please reach out and feel free to. And stay tuned for this coming Thursday morning here on the podcast. It'll actually be our very last formal podcast in the sort of Chad Jesse interview format before we really put our energies into in-person gatherings, which of course is part of what we've been building to all this time along. All right. Bless you guys. Hope you enjoyed your Sunday morning, and we'll catch you through the week on our next podcast on Thursday. Reach out if you want to see us next Sunday morning. Okay, bye.